Welcome to your own channel of Right Funda. Let's start the doubt discussion session. And for today's doubt discussion, we have taken the topic rotation mechanics. And the first question that has been asked by Aditya. Let's take the question. Let's read the question. This is a question of rolling motion. A disk of radius r is equal to 0.1 meter is rolled from a point A on a track as shown in the figure. The figure is given here. Okay, from A point is rolled. The part AB of the track is semicircle of radius r in a vertical plane. The disk rolls without sliding and leaves contact from the track at its highest point B. Let's see. We start from here at the point A, this point, and it goes like this, and it loses the track and it fall like this. Let's see. Flying through the air, it strikes the ground at point C. The velocity of the center of mass, the disk, makes an angle 30 degree below the horizontal at the time of striking the ground. At the same instant, velocity of the topmost point P of the disk is found to be equal to 6 meter per second. The value of R is equal to. What is given in the question that at the time of striking, this velocity makes an angle 30 degree with the horizontal. This is a 30 degree is given, and the velocity of the point P point ka speed is 6 meter per second. This is given in the question, and we have to find out this radius has to be calculated. So here we have to find the value of R, for which it will be striking 30 degree angle, and the speed of the point P on the disk will be equal to 6 meter per second. Let's solve the problem. To begin with, let's give some name. Okay? So let's at the initial moment velocity is Vi. Okay? And at this moment the velocity is Vf, and the highest point, let's give the name Vt, and it is rolling here, so it must have some omega also. I give the name omega I, and here also it will have some omega, so omega t we have given a name, and here this omega will continue like this same, so omega f. Okay, and we know that this omega f will be same as the omega t, because as it goes from here to here, this angular velocity not going to change, only the force is acting, the gravity, it is passing through a center of mass. Now this Vf final velocity can be resolved into two components, and the question is saying that it makes an angle 30 degree with the horizontal. So this Vf ka I can calculate, Vf ka x component will be equal to Vf cos 30. So Vf cos 30 will be equal to Vf into root 3 by 2. And this Vf ka y component vertically downward will be there, and equal to Vf sin 30. So I will have here by 2. This 2 we got. Now again we'll observe that from here to here, as its body moves from this position to this position, its horizontal component velocity remain unchanged. So as the horizontal component velocity remain unchanged, I can write that this Vf ka x component right now, what is the Vf ka x component, is same as also the velocity of the body at the topmost point. Vt is same as the Vfx. That I can, these are the things we have obtained. So what is happening, if you see like this, as the body travel from this position, as it goes like this from here to here, who are the forces doing work? That what are the forces acting? Gravity is acting and friction force acting. Though friction force is acting, it is static friction and will not do any work. Only gravity will be doing work from here to here. And as it goes, its V also will change, velocity also change, and also the omega also change from here to here. So we say the Vi omega I, it will be Vt omega t. From this, after that, x component velocity remain unchanged, y component velocity will keep on increasing, and also omega remain constant till that extent. After understanding this, we'll be applying work energy theorem to this system. Let's apply the work energy theorem from the topmost position to the final position. We could have applied from the bottom to this also, we could have applied, but let's apply from the topmost to these positions. And the body are doing what? Plane general motion. So we'll be applying the formula for the plane general motion. As its bodies come from here to here, which force is doing work? Gravity is doing work. So we'll be writing the equations. So the equations will be mg work done by gravity, or I'll write first one equation. I'll write work done by gravity is equal to kinetic energy final minus kinetic energy initial. Final kinetic energy minus initial kinetic energy. So this I can write mg into 2r is the work done by gravity from here to here it is come, is equal to half m v final square plus half ICM omega square, ICM omega final square minus half mvt square plus half ICM omega top square. But we know the omega final and omega top are same, so we get cancelled. And also we know that this Vt is same as Vfx. Vt is same as the Vxf. So now I can cancel this m can be cancelled, and what I can write from this equation is that g into 2r is equal to half into Vf square minus Vt square half Vt. I can add a Vfx. Vf का x component is the square, and but Vfx is nothing but root 3 by 2 Vf. So I can write here in place of this I can write half 3 by 4 Vf square. So here right hand side I got the Vf square, or left hand side I got 2gr. I can simplify this equations. This equation can be simplified and I can get the value of Vx. We'll go to the next page. We'll write the value of Vf. So simplifying this, we can get the velocity of the body when it strikes the surface to be equal to under root of 16gr. This is the formula we obtained for the Vf to be. Okay. So now let's see the ball. Now what is happening to the sphere we'll see. Suppose this is my sphere. So in this sphere, this point is moving with some velocity. This Vcm velocity, the Vf. So if you see the topmost point velocity is given as the 6 meter per second. So if I draw a little bit bigger diagram to understand it better. So this is my sphere. So the topmost point will have two velocities. It is moving with the Vf velocity because of this center mass. It will be going like this with Vf. Plus, in addition, it is having some omega also. So for that omega, it will be having an omega r also. And this angle is 30 degree. As this angle 30 degree, we obtain this angle to be equal to 150 degree. So the resultant of this and this is given to as the 6 meter per second square. Okay, so before we go there, we'll be calculating omega first. What is omega there? Because the body was doing pure rolling motion at the topmost point. So omega is equal to velocity at the topmost point by radius of this. And velocity at the topmost point is nothing but what? This velocity is ka x component here. So this is equal to Vf cos 30. What is Vf cos 30? Vf root 3 by 2 by radius equal to 1 by 10. So this omega we can obtain omega r, radius small r, omega into small r. So this is equal to 5 root 3 Vf. Okay. And if I want to calculate the omega into r, we want to calculate from this, we can get same the Vt. This is nothing but what? This is equal to omega r is equal to 5 root 3 Vf. And Vf how much? Vf we know this much. So this is the omega r there. So with this value we know this one, and the Vf we know this one. Their resultant can be calculated either by parallelogram law we can apply, and we can get the 6 is equal to square root of Vf का square plus omega r का square. What is omega r? I write it here. Omega r का square plus 2 Vf omega r into cos the 30 degree ka minus sign will put, because cos 150 degree there, so minus sign will put. And we'll go to the next page and simplify this one to obtain the result. Let's go to the next page. So what can be written is the 6 is equal to, if I take Vf square plus root 3 by 2 का 3 by 4 Vf square minus 3 by 2 Vf square का square root. So simplifying this equations, we can get a value of a 6 is equal to Vf under root of 1 plus 3 by 4 minus 3 by 2. So I got the 6 is equal to Vf into 1 by 4. Vf value we have calculated, we will substitute this value of Vf here. So I get this equations to be equal to 6 is equal to 4 under root gr or 16 4 under root gr into 1 by 4. So simplify this one, and simplifying we'll get the value of r to be equal to this is under root of this. So if we simplify this, 2 cancel, so this is equal to 2 and 2 cancels, 3 is equal to under root gr, or r is equal to 0.9 meter, or you can take nearly equal to 1 meter answer will be, but not exactly 1 meter, 9 it will be the answer. So let's recapitulate this, what we have done. Body has been thrown from this position to this position, it has gone rollingly and it has come to this position. We apply working theorem, we read that this velocity remain unchanged and the velocity, highest point velocity speed is given 6. We applied here the concept of this velocity of the topmost point with respect to center of mass plus velocity of center of mass to ground. So two velocities ka addition we have taken and we calculated, and from that unknown quantity this r we obtained to be equal to 0.9 meter or nearly equal to 1 meter we obtained. Next doubt is that of Prayas. Let's see the question. A beautiful question of simple harmonic motion where the rotation concept is involved. Let's read the question. A uniform bar of mass m lies symmetrically across two rapidly rotating fixed roller A and B with the distance L between the bars, center of mass and each roller. L between the bars, center of mass and each roller. The roller whose direction of rotation are shown in the figure slip against the bar with coefficient of friction mu. Suppose the bar is displaced horizontally by a distance x and then release. Find the time period of oscillation. Let's solve this problem. Let's try to understand the problem. In the earlier situation, this was the case, in the upper one is there, and here we have a mg force was acting, and here normal reaction, and here normal reaction was acting. As the rod was placed symmetrically, both the normal reaction are equal and 2n is equal to mg was balancing. And based on this, there will be friction force will be there on this block. Here one friction force F, and in the force there is friction force F on the plank, and both the friction force also equal because mu is same, n is same. Mu n, kinetic friction value is mu n, they are in equilibrium over there. But right now what we have done, we have been shifted this one. This plank has been shifted like this. Suppose I gave the name this distance equal to x have been shifted. So if this has been shifted, we'll see ki this value, if I draw the free body with this mg, this will not be here, it will be shifted this side. So here there will be mg will be there. One force will be there mg here. And here this normal reaction equal to, suppose give the name n1, and here the normal reaction you give the name n2. So n1 and n2 are right now not same. As it be shifted this side, common sense we can say the n1 will be seems to be more than n2. And if I draw the free body diagram of the block of the plank, there will be a friction force will be acting here called F1. And here there will be friction force will be acting called the F2 because of the kinetic friction. The roller is rubbing against the plank. So what equation I can write, if I write the vertical equilibrium, this is vertical equilibrium, so I can write n1 plus n2 minus mg is equal to 0. So from that we got the n1 plus n2 is equal to mg. One equation we got definitely. And in the horizontal direction, we'll see what the net force is there is equal to, I have taken the right hand side is the positive, so left hand side will be negative. So the net force on the body, net force equal to F is equal to F2 minus F1. And what is F2 minus F1 is equal to mu N2 minus mu N1 is the friction force. So this is equal to mass into acceleration mu times N2 minus N1. So if I get N2 minus N1 value, I can simplify. I know the N2 plus N1 value. I want to get the N2 minus N1. If you see, this rod is also in what? Rotational equilibrium, not rotating. So net torque also should be equal to 0. So if you take the torque about the center mass, what equation we can write? Let's see. So if you see, this N1, N2 is acting, if you take the torque about the mg, so net torque has to be equal to 0. So I can write this equal to N1 into L by 2 minus x. This is perpendicular distance from here to here, because we have shifted L, already was L by 2 distance, shifted by x, minus N2 into L by 2 plus x. That also should be equal to 0. So simplifying this, we can get from this one N1 minus N2 to be equal to 2 mg by L into x. If you see the previous page, then what was there? If you see, and mu ma is equal to mu N2 minus I1. If you substitute this, I got ma is equal to mu into N2 minus N equal to minus 2 mg by L into x. So this get cancelled. So I got the acceleration of the Planck is equal to minus 2 mu g by length of the Planck into x. So we saw that acceleration is proportional to x with a negative sign. So this is executive and SHM. So A is equal to minus 2 mu g by L into x. Comparing with our standard equations, we can write this as that omega square is equal to 2 mu g by L, or omega is equal to under root of 2 mu g by L. So from this we can calculate this time period of oscillation equal to 2 pi under root of L by 2 mu g. So the Planck will be oscillating with a time period of 2 pi under root of L by 2 mu g acceleration it will be oscillating. So if you see this diagram, last problem diagram, so this Planck we have shifted this side, so N1 become more than N2, so F1 become more than F2, so the net force is in this direction. It will provide the restoring force. It will try to come, it will keep on oscillating like this for ever till the time we will keep on rotating the rod, and kinetic friction being provided. It will be doing SHM with an acceleration with a time period of 2 pi under root of L by 2 mu g. Next doubt has been asked by Pratik Sagar. Let's read the question. A thin uniform rod of mass m and length L rotates uniformly about a vertical axis as a conical pendulum. The upper end of the rod is hinged, and three things we have to find out. Find the angle between the rod and the vertical. What is the rate of change of angular momentum of the rod about the hinge? And third is saying there, find x if the rate of change of angular momentum of the rod about the hinge is m L square omega square sine square theta by x. So we'll be seeing the questions here. There is the rod is there. It is rotating about this axis, vertical axis. We need to calculate this angle theta and the dl by dt, rate of change of angular momentum of the rod, to be calculated. So if you draw the free body diagram of the rod, then one force that is acting is the mg, and there will be some hinge reaction will be there, Rx and Ry suppose, and this will be producing some torque. So if some torque is there, so if you see this rod, in the rod's reference frame you will see that rod is at rest. So in the rod reference frame, who is balancing the torque due to the mg? About this point Rx Ry will not produce torque, mg is producing torque. So who is balancing the torque due to this? If you see in the rod's reference frame, you see the rotating reference frame, we need to consider a pseudo force or centrifugal force. So if you go, this side will go, if I go distance small x distance we go, suppose x distance we go, and you consider a small element of length the dx. So the mass of that small element will be equal to lambda into dx. And on this there will be a centrifugal force will be acting dm into this radius r into omega square. Omega is the angular speed with which it is rotating. So this is the force, df force acting on the small element. If you want to calculate the torque due to all the centrifugal force, then this is here and the perpendicular distance will be equal to, suppose this angle is theta. So this will be equal to x. What is this? X cos theta will be there. So d tau will be equal to x cos theta into df. So if I want to write, this is equal to x cos theta into dm r omega square lambda dx into r omega square. What is r omega square? Again write down r omega square. The r you have to write x cos theta lambda dx. This r is nothing but x sin theta. X sin theta into omega square is equal to d tau. So this all the torque you will be integrating, will be getting the value of total torque due to centrifugal force act. So we have this expression, we will be integrating from x varies from 0 to L, will be getting the total integration. So total torque of the rod due to centrifugal force about the hinge position, lambda into sine theta cos theta omega square L cube by 3. So we can put the value of m by L, we can put lambda is equal to m by L, m by L. Sine theta cos theta, we can write this as, or let it be write like this, sine theta cos theta omega square L by L cube by 3. This is equal to L cube by 3. Omega square L cube by 3. This one will get cancelled and we get this value 1/3 m omega square L square sine theta cos theta is equal to torque. Due to what? This torque is due to centrifugal force. This is due to centrifugal force. And this is balancing the torque due to gravity. So what is the torque due to gravity? You want to see, then on the rod, this rod mg is acting like this, and this is my L by 2 is there. So this perpendicular distance, this angle is theta. So this is equal to theta, L by 2 sine theta. So torque due to gravity is equal to mg into L by 2 into sine theta. These two torque are balancing each other. Torque due to gravity plus torque due to centrifugal force is equal to 0. So if you find out one is clockwise and another is anti-clockwise, then we can calculate the value of, we have calculated the value is equal to the 1/3 m omega square L square sine theta cos theta. 1/3 m omega square L square sine theta cos theta magnitude must be equal to mg L by 2. This is capital L by 2 into sine theta. So 1 sine theta get cancelled, m get cancelled, and from this we can get the value of cos theta is equal to 3 by 2 g by omega square L. 3 by 2 g omega square L is the cos theta. This is the angle made by the rod. This theta is equal to, we got the value of theta to be equal to theta cos inverse this value there. This is the angle. This is got the first question. If we see the next question, what is saying is that calculate the rate of change of angular momentum of the rod about the hinge. So what is the rate of change of angular momentum? We know rate of change of angular momentum is nothing but the torque. So torque is nothing but L by 2 sine theta into mg, and the value is equal to r cross f is equal to minus k cap direction. This is torque. This is a dl by dt. This is the answer of the second part, that is the torque is there. Okay. If you see the third question, it is saying that same question as second asking, but it is saying that if the rate of change of angular momentum is equal to this value, m L square omega square sine square theta by x, we have calculated rate of change of angular momentum is equal to torque that we have calculated to be equal to L by 2 sine theta into mg. This is our answer there. This is the rate of change of angular momentum. But question is saying that no, the value of the angular momentum is this much. If the value of the angular momentum is this much, then calculate this one. So if you see in this case, what is missing? The g is missing. So if you see and substitute the value, we'll be getting the answer. So our answer is this one. This is our answer of the dl by dt, rate of change of angular momentum is this one is there. But in this case, if you want to compare with our answers given, g need to be substituted. So from this, we have obtained the angle cos theta equal 3 by 2 g by omega square. From this, we can get g is equal to 2 by 3 omega square L cos theta. If I take this value and substitute here, I got that m into 2 by 3 into omega square L cos theta into L by 2 sin theta. If you compare these equations, then 2 sin theta cos theta will be equal to what? Sin 2 theta. So m omega square L square sin 2 theta by 6. So dl by dt is equal to this much. If you don't want to express in terms of the our without g. So if you see this one, we'll go to the question, then we'll see what is given to us is that this value is given. The rate of change of angular momentum of the rod about the hinge equal to this one, m L square omega square sine 2 theta by x. And we got the answer m L square omega square sine 2 theta by 6. So comparing this, we get the value of x to be equal to 6. Next question has been asked by Subhankar. Let's see the question. There is a question based on moment of inertia. What is saying that find the radius of gyration of a system of two rods, each of mass m and length L, about an axis shown. So this is our two rod system there. About this axis, we have to find the moment of inertia, and we'll see how to solve this question. Each rod's length is L and mass is m, and this one rod is shifted by L by 3 distance. So if you see first rod, this axis is a perpendicular bisector axis, so I can find the momentum of first rod is equal to 1 by 12 ml square. That we know clearly. Now if the second rod's momentum inertia I want to find out, that this length is given the L by 3. Okay? So this is given L by 3, and we know this length is equal to L by 2. So this rod has been shifted by how much length? This length you calculate, L by 2 minus L by 3 is equal to L by 6. So this rod has been shifted by L by 6. So center of mass of this rod must be here. Center of mass must be here, where this length will be equal to L by 6. This we do see from the geometry. Once you find out, everything is over. So moment of inertia of this second rod you want to find out is moment of inertia about this axis plus about this axis. So if I want to calculate the moment of inertia, this I2 will be equal to 1 by 12 ml square plus m into L by 6 ka whole square. L by 6 ka whole square. So this is equal to ml square by 36. So or we can add these two quantities, and we can get the total moment of inertia is equal to twice of 1 by 12 ml square plus ml square by 36. So equal to ml square is 6 plus ml square by 36. So this will equal to 7 ml square by 36 is the moment of inertia. But the question is not asking about the moment of inertia of the system. It is asking the radius of gyration. It is asking asking about radius of gyration. So in place of I, what do we write? People write the mk square, right? And there mk square, they will get the wrong result you will get. What is done now for the system we are calculating? So system ka mass is not m. It is equal to 2m into k square. So we'll go to the next page. So what we got, you got 2m into k square, radius of gyration is equal to, we got the 7 by 36 ml square. So we simplify this one. We got the k square is equal to 7 by 72 L square, or k is equal to root 7 by 72 L. This should be our answer of the radius of gyration of the combined system about that particular axis. We'll end today's doubt session here, and we'll take some more questions for the second doubt session of rotation mechanics. If you like the solutions, then press the like button. If you want to ask more questions, then you can write in the comment box which topics of doubt clarification session you want more. Write the topic in the doubt in the comment section, and you want to send the doubt, you can send the doubt to writefonda@gmail.com. Signing up here.